When we farmed conventionally, we had an interesting thing happen on our farm, and that's I had gone to the land-grant university system and learned how to farm with chemicals and with modern inputs, and we kind of jumped into the modern world real fast. And we knew, even at that point, we could tell we made more money and had better crops on our fields that had been rotated than where we were growing continuous monoculture grain. That was a given. So why weren't we doing it? And the important factor that has skewed agriculture, at least in the United States, is the subsidy programs. The subsidies were making us grow way too many acres of corn, way too many acres of wheat, way too many acres of soybeans, and we weren't rotating. And even though we could plainly see that our land was healthier, that we were more successful, and that our crops were better, we still wouldn't do it because there was a huge subsidy. You know, in order to back off 1 acre of corn from our corn base, we would give up $150 per acre of guaranteed subsidies. And this was back in the 70s. So we were being rewarded economically for doing something that we could plainly see was stupid in the fields. When we went to organic farming, we got an opportunity to sell at a profitable price every different crop that we could possibly grow on our farm. And I think that is the big gift that organic farming gave us, was the gift of being able to diversify at a profit. I quit way back quite often that, you know, why don't we grow oats on our farm? This was when we were conventional. Or why don't we grow rye? And it's because it's only marginally more profitable to grow rye and sell it to the local co-op than it is to grow rye and pour it in the gully, because we save our trucking if we pour it in the gully. There isn't a whole lot of difference in the amount of money in our pocket. So in the organic market, there is an opportunity to have all the diversity that our farms need and to actually do it profitably. We really had to fight in early days, and I think a lot of you here remember when OCIA was the main certifier. And the big battle was getting farmers to quit growing soybeans after soybeans after soybeans on organic land.
And that's because soybeans are the easiest of the organic crops to sell. There's always going to be a good market for food-grade soybeans in our area because we can grow some of the high-protein soybeans that are highly sought after in Japan.
But PEI can grow very high-protein beans too.
A lot of places can. I mean, back then, all the processors were asking for Vinton soybeans, but there are other varieties that have come along since that are equally good and make excellent quality tofu and are hitting the market now with a lot more interest than they were back then. But the thing is that soybeans is just one of the many profitable crops that an organic farmer can grow. You might be able to get more bang for your buck with the soybeans, but the others may be much more reliable long term and also may help build more of a local infrastructure. The soybeans that we grow generally go outside the area, but the small grains and the corn stays put.
And soybeans are not really a soil builder.
Yeah.
You know, putting soybeans out too often, too close together depletes organic matter. I reviewed an had a new experience this year. I reviewed or helped review grant applications. And without giving out any confidences, this one farmer made an application for money to help him try cover cropping. And he described this wonderful Roundup Ready no-till system that he had that had really cut his erosion down, but he wanted help eliminating the 5 miles of gullies that had formed on his farm. And I was reading that and I thought, what's wrong with this picture? On one hand, the guy's telling me to stop his erosion. On the other hand, he wants help getting rid of gullies. If he had rotated that farm, he would not have had those gullies to contend with. And actually, I sent the comment back, said, you've got a good idea, but let's try improving your rotation while you're at it.